Beneath that iconic red wrapper lies one of the world's most beloved chocolate bars. Crispy, creamy, and instantly recognizable. KitKat has been delighting snack lovers for nearly a century. But have you ever wondered how it's actually made? What really happens inside those state-of-the-art factories where millions of KitKats are born every single day? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the fascinating production process. From raw cocoa beans and wafer batter, all the way to that satisfying snap. It all starts thousands of miles away in the lush cocoa-growing regions of West Africa. Here, farmers carefully harvest ripe cocoa pods by hand. Each pod is split open to reveal dozens of glossy cocoa beans, the very foundation of KitKat's chocolate. After fermentation and drying under the tropical sun, the beans are shipped to factories across the world. Once they arrive, they undergo a strict quality check. Only beans that meet exact standards move forward. Because when you're producing over 5 million KitKats a day, consistency is everything. Inside the factory, sacks of beans are emptied onto conveyor belts, carrying them into massive cleaning drums. Powerful air jets remove dust and debris, while rotating screens separate out any unwanted shells or stones. The clean beans now face the flavor test. Roasting. Much like coffee, cocoa beans must be roasted at precise temperatures to unlock their aroma. The exact settings? A closely guarded trade secret. But what we do know is that the roasting stage transforms raw beans into the rich, chocolatey base KitKat fans crave. Once roasted, the beans are cracked and winnowed, leaving behind pure cocoa nibs. These nibs are crushed in heavy grinders, releasing their natural cocoa butter and forming a thick liquid known as chocolate liquor. Don't worry, despite the name, it contains no alcohol. This liquor is the canvas for KitKat's chocolate. To it, factories add milk powder, sugar, vanilla, and, most importantly, extra cocoa butter. The mixture is refined between steel rollers until it becomes silky smooth, then passed through conching machines. Conching is like a chocolate massage. Giant paddles churn the mixture for up to 7 hours, smoothing out texture and rounding off flavors. The result? Chocolate so fine it melts the instant it hits your tongue. Finally, the chocolate enters tempering tanks, where it's heated, cooled, and reheated in cycles. This delicate dance locks in that glossy finish and sharp snap we all know and love. But chocolate alone isn't what makes a KitKat. It's the wafer. Light, airy, and perfectly crunchy, the wafer is the hidden hero of every bar. To make it, factories pull fine wheat flour from giant silos towering above the production line. The flour is combined with sugar, vegetable oils, water, and a touch of yeast. Why yeast? Because as it ferments, it releases tiny bubbles, giving KitKat wafers their irresistible lightness. The batter rests for half an hour, then is piped onto enormous baking plates. Think of them as waffle irons the size of a car hood. Each plate imprints a grid pattern into the batter. This isn't just for looks. The crosshatch texture helps the chocolate filling grip onto the wafer later. In less than 2 minutes, the sheets emerge from a tunnel oven over 100 feet long. Golden brown and fragrant, They're stacked onto cooling towers that rise several stories high. By the time they spiral down to the bottom, the wafers are cool enough for the next step: layering. Now comes one of KitKat's most surprising secrets: the filling between its wafer layers. Yes, it's chocolate, but not just any chocolate. Factories mix cocoa liquor, sugar, and, wait for it, recycled KitKats. That's right, any bar that didn't pass inspection earlier is ground into a fine paste and blended back into the filling. Nothing goes to waste, and the flavor stays 100% KitKat. This creamy chocolate filling is spread evenly onto cooled wafer sheets. A robotic arm stacks them layer by layer. Wafer, filling, wafer, filling, wafer. The result? A giant, multi-layered KitKat sandwich. The stack is pressed and cooled, then precision blades slice it into uniform bars. Each one is now a raw KitKat finger, naked, uncoated, and waiting for its chocolate shell. Now comes the most mesmerizing stage, enrobing the wafers in chocolate. First, molds embossed with the KitKat logo are filled with a thin layer of tempered chocolate. Robotic arms gently place wafer fingers into each mold. Another layer of chocolate flows over the top, fully encasing the wafer inside. To ensure perfection, every bar passes through an X-ray scanner. If a wafer is broken or misaligned, that bar is instantly pulled from the line and sent back to become, you guessed it, filling for future KitKats. The finished molds travel through cooling tunnels chilled to around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, the chocolate solidifies, locking the wafers into their new chocolatey home. Finally, the molds are flexed and inverted, releasing hundreds of KitKats onto a conveyor belt in a smooth, continuous flow. But a KitKat isn't complete without its bright red wrapper. High-speed wrapping machines handle this stage with lightning precision. Each freshly molded bar glides down the conveyor and slips into position. In less than a second, thin foil sheets are cut, folded, and heat-sealed snugly around the chocolate. Right after, a second layer, the iconic red wrapper, is added. Printing presses churn out thousands of glossy sleeves every minute, each one stamped with the bold KitKat logo. Automated rollers line them up perfectly, while tiny blades slice and seal each bar with flawless accuracy. But that's just the beginning. The bars are grouped into twin packs, 4-finger classics, and multi-layer packs of 6, 12, or even 24. Robotic arms scoop them into cardboard trays, fold the boxes shut, and glue the seams tight, all in a blur of mechanical choreography. Every pallet is scanned, tracked, and ready to be retrieved the moment an order comes in. And every single day, fleets of trucks leave the factory loaded with millions of KitKats. At the end of it all, what truly defines KitKat is simple: the snap. That crisp break between chocolate and wafer has become a ritual shared across generations. Have a break, have a KitKat.
Have a break, have a KitKat.
And now you know. Behind that satisfying sound is a world of engineering, precision, and a little chocolate magic. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating factory journeys. Until next time, have a break, have a KitKat.